think Chris was at City Hall, so he might just.
Oh,
be running through.
okay.
Oh, there.
Sorry, we were
No, you're okay.
entering the last set of claims to
No,
make
you're
sure we
okay.
got them all in there. Diane, just, so the Dropbox is different from what
Okay.
this is.
We were wondering about that. Thought this might happen. Oops. We were just wondering about Great Lakes Engineering.
I think they're one of the ones
We added at the end.
that
here?
got in, yep.
Okay. I got the invoice. Now we can always add it, I suspect. I don't think I see it. She might be in the.
Yes, 4586.
Oh, last one. Oh, that page flipped over. Jeez, I always forget you. Save paper and put it on both sides. The difference between Republicans and Democrats, we use paper. So. At least one of them. Good morning, everyone. I'd like to call to order the last Board of Works meeting for 2019. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Cannon?
Here.
Member Fleming?
Here.
Member Mecco? Member Farkas? Here. Member Pleasant?
Member Farkas, can you lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Minutes of previous meeting.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
A motion and a second to approve the minutes. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion passes. Old business, proven permitting software. Well, just a little bit of background on this. How you doing, fellas? Good morning. Merry Christmas. We have spoken with the incoming administration, and they would suggest that we're going to grant their ask to consider this today, but I would suggest that we table this again for Terry and his group, well, all you guys, but Terry mainly, to sit down and meet with the new incoming clerk treasurer to go over some software questions that she had and some concerns she had. And I hope that you all are able to rendezvous here soon. So
Absolutely.
I think you've reached out and
Yes.
okay. So that's my take on the proven IT. We think these fellows have done a wonderful job and have been there every stretch of the way and helped Josh and helped Colin Highlands and our staff to whittle this thing down and get us a good product. But again, we're only a few days away here from a new administration. Wouldn't be right for me to suggest anything other than what they've asked me to. But it is up to the board, so I'll ask for a motion.
I'll make a motion to table it till they speak to the new administration.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Greg, is that okay? Yes. To table. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Sorry, fellas. Thank you again for all you've done, and good luck, okay?
Thank you.
Alrighty. New business, Medicaid reimbursement. How are you, Dan? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you, everyone? Asking the board for approval for me to sign. We work with Clue & Company again. Chris provided me a lot of the numbers in his office. I provided a lot of the EMS side of the numbers, and we're about to receive, with approval of this. This is a final order for 2017. $60,865.10 is due to us for back payment for Medicaid runs with the fire department.
In 2017?
Yeah, it always runs a year and a half to 2 years in arrears, just how the government works.
Sure.
Sorry.
Yeah. Well, we understand. These guys understand.
I'm just asking for a motion approval for me to sign it so I can send it down to Indiana Medicaid American Scalpers to recoup the money for the
Sure.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
Have a second and a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Good job.
Thank you again, Dr. Triggerstid, also for all your help
Sure.
the last few years with recouping. I think this put us a little bit over $1.5 million.
Wow, that's awesome.
Awesome. Good job, fellas, as always. Tim and his team, Dan mainly, done good work on that for a long time, so appreciate
Yeah,
it.
that's all Dan.
Yeah.
He came up with that. We didn't do anything, we just did what he asked, so thanks, Dan.
Good job. Disposal of surplus iPads and laptop computers. On Thursday last week, I asked Redevelopment Commission member Lack to work with the incoming administration for a policy before we dispose of these iPads and laptops to outgoing members of the administration and the members of the council. So I would like to table that until they have that proposal before the next Board of Works group.
Make a motion, table it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Against? Major illness request. I believe we have one. And Greg, everything's
Yes, it's fine.
good on that? I think that's this here, I believe. Along with this, I think. Health provider. I think so. I think that. Christina, are these both? Hi, Steve. Are these items both major medical? I don't want to put them up in the air to show you.
There's one.
Great Lakes Orthopedic.
Let's take a look at it. Two of them are actually invoices that I had to do with the agenda items.
Oh, I think these probably.
That one. This is one she has
One
to
major
sign.
illness that I saw was for the fire department.
Okay, so that's this one. Let's hold off on that. I'll give me that one back. Just came out with your stuff.
I did something the administration from here came here that I have to look at.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
right. Section MI for an employee.
Yeah, I might have there's an employee from here.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's-
Hold off on that?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. No, You're
And
you're okay.
that was stuck in here too.
Oh, joy. That's already on the docket, right?
Yes. that should- I don't have
So this one's okay then, Greg?
Sorry, everyone.
I make a motion to approve it.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the major illness.
Should we initial that or?
All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Opposed?
There's no top page.
All righty.
That's what threw me.
Public hearing, I don't see any. I believe Greg has something under other business.
Yeah, so I think you got sent sometime prior to the meeting an addendum to the collective bargaining agreement between Local 150 and the city. So this relates to retiree health insurance. So if there's a person who's a member of 150 and then leaves the membership to take a management position with the city and then returns back to the membership, that person would not, so let's say they're going for 4 years, that person would not be eligible for retiree insurance coverage until they had served 4 additional years as a member of the union. So in other words, the gap while they were in management, they'd have to serve that before they would become eligible for retirement insurance. This addendum is intended to close that gap. So to say, for insurance purposes, the member, even though they're in a management position, would be continue to be considered a 150 member. So that when they moved back down from administration to a member of the union again, that they wouldn't have that waiting period to be able to claim retiree insurance benefits. So there are still some outstanding questions, and the 150 lawyer and I have been kind of playing phone tag a little bit over the last several days. For one thing, this applies to utility employees, and of course, the board of works has nothing to do with those employees, so that change needs to be made. There are a few other clarifications that I think need to occur before this can be signed. So I suppose the board has 2 options. One will be to approve it subject to legal review, or to table it as option. But it's designed to help those employees who start out as union members, move up to become management, and then go back down into the ranks, so that they don't have to have a specific service period as 150 members again before they can claim their retirement insurance. I don't know if you have other questions about that.
Do we have a motion to approve with legal review?
I make a motion.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to what Greg said. Call the roll, please.
Mayor Cannon?
Yes.
Member Fleming?
Yes.
Member Farkas?
Yes.
All right. Thank you all. We have claims in front of us, but I think I have one here I need to add. If not, if it's redundancy, the clerk treasurer understands, and we just talked about it, so he could take it off if it's on the claims, but we couldn't find it on there on a quick review. So this was for appraisal services for 2240 Chrisman Road. The city owns that, and not the redevelopment commission. We found out after we asked for the appraisal, so we can get this on the market to sell through our commercial real estate agent, and it's for $1,000. We'd just like to get that invoice paid before the end of the year. It actually was dated November 25th. So
Make a motion to approve the claims with that added if necessary.
Second.
all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, looks like Great Lake Engineering made the docket, and Tyler made the docket, so those go that way. So if you want to review the newest and greatest docket. While we're reviewing the docket, I would like to thank everyone. This will be my last meeting as the mayor and over the Board of Works meeting, unless there's some kind of a major emergency to call one for some reason, but we don't see that happening. So I'd like to thank all the board members. Most of the board, or all the board members, have not received anything from the incoming administration to know if they'll be here. My direction to them is to be here at the next Board of Works meeting and stand up and do your job. So that's what I would ask you to do. And then I would just like to thank all the board members and everyone, Greg, for serving the city for many, many years, and John Harrison for stepping in and serving this summer, and Steve Nelson is here. I'd like to thank him for everything he's done for the city under my administration, and then Christina, of course. She's here all the time to get all of our documents and such. And Randy Reeder, been with the city 8 years, and I hope he continues on. And tonight I will give a live farewell address on live on YouTube, the city website, and Facebook at 6:30. So hope you join us for that. And I think we do have one more thing. Tim come up with. I apologize. I remember us talking about it Friday.
Randy
And,
does
Randy
too.
has one too.
oh, Randy. No.
Okay, a few months ago, the fire department received an appropriation out of the CBCI fund for some repairs to Station 2. That appropriation was $40,000. The repairs that we had came in quite a bit less. We ended up doing a little bit of it, and then they ended up not having to do as much as they thought they were gonna have to do. So the actual repairs only came up to $22,400. I'm asking to be able to use the additional $17,600 along with $12,764 out of our EMS reverting. And what I need to do is we need to purchase additional mobile radios to go in each of our fire apparatus. I can explain really super quick why we need to do this. We bought some already years ago through a grant. With the recent 700 and 800 megahertz migration that the county did, we've always had 2 radios in our vehicles to be able to listen to all the radio traffic. One radio was on our dispatch frequency, and the other radio was on our tactical frequency. We had intended on buying the additional tactical radio gradually over time. However, we've kind of changed that because we've had a couple of fires here, a couple of incidents in the last couple of weeks where some of our crews have missed very important information, tactical information, on the way to a call because they weren't able to monitor that tactical frequency anymore. Because the radio we have in there now for that is obsolete because of the migration. So with the additional money, we're not asking for any additional money. It's already been appropriated. I've spoken to Clerk Treasurer Stidham, Mayor Cannon about it. We're just asking to be able to use that. The EMS reverting money we already have. It's in our budget. It's from the ambulance collection. It falls within the guidelines of the use of that money. So we're basically just asking to be able to use the $17,600 from the CBCI. So.
I make a motion to approve to use that money.
Second?
Tim, what's the vendor and the total of that invoice?
The vendor will be, but it's a little weird because we had to get state pricing or federal pricing. So we're actually buying the radios from Motorola, who's shipping them to Minor Electronics, and Minor Electronics is doing the install. So,
We paying both, Minor and Motorola?
yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
then, that way I
I
just
do
want to
have the
reflect
invoice
it,
for you.
yeah. Sweet, okay, I'll get that.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
How many radios can you get with that money?
I'm sorry?
How many radios can you get?
We'll put radios in every single one of our vehicles.
So you'll
that we
have enough for all that?
So we'll be up to par like we're supposed to be. So, like I said, we wanted to phase this in, but the last
It's
couple of
important.
fires, we realized we've lost some really serious information that it's created a little bit of a problem, so.
And it sounds like this vendor has a contract with Federal, is that it?
Just for the pricing. Yep.
So it looks like we need to make the motion for Motorola and Minor to pay the amount of $17,600.
The amount, and I'm not sure how Motorola does it or in Minor, but it's really weird. Because we pay Motorola, but Motorola gives money back to Minor Electronics for the sale, I think.
Okay.
So the invoice to Motorola is $28,169.88. And then the install for Minor is $2,195.
Okay. Make a motion to approve.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Good job. And Dan is still, he did bring up some, last Board of Works meeting about the baby box, and he's just waiting for the contract to come back from the other side. And then we hope to have that rolling for 2020. So good job again. Randy, I believe you have a reversal?
I have one old item fee appeal. It's regarding Daisy Streets for $25. The house of the sale was by the previous owner, had placed some items out to the curb. We retrieved those items, but in the process of that time frame, it switched to the new owner. New owner was charged. I'm just asking for a overturn of those charges.
Motion to approve the,
A second.
A motion and a second to reverse Daisy Street's appeal, or charge, sorry. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, anything else? Oh, there we go.
Chief Williams wanted to know if there's any plan for the iPads or any of the equipment for people that are not going to be here next year.
There's a
Oh, it was
committee.
tabled? It was tabled,
Yeah, it was
sorry.
tabled.
I wasn't paying
There's a committee that's going to be formed to get the value of those, and that policy will be written next year, and they'll be contacted.
Okay.
Tell him that. I guess that's the best way to say it. All righty, we have claims in front of us here. $1,362,304.16, and potentially an addition of $1,000 if it's not, if they're not on here. So we have a motion to approve claims.
We already did.
we did.
Oh, we did?
Yep,
Well,
with the addition of that.
It's, let's just do another, I don't know,
Okay.
the way I wrote down the motion earlier, I think his intent was just to do the valuation services invoice, and then
Right.
you guys maybe mentioned doing claims too.
Oh, okay.
Right, right.
All right.
But
Well, I
it's
make a motion to pay the claims.
Second.
Motion and a second on the claims. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Thanks,
Sorry
sorry
about
about the
that.
confusion. No, I probably caused that. Anything else from anybody? Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
A motion and a second?